People been asking me online about this particular picture. Yes, this one. I know. I don't know about you, but I'm all for everybody having, of course, their own opinions, their own thoughts and stuff. But when you look at it, you do kind of think, right, this is really going to do a lot of good, isn't it? Now, we're talking, of course, about the Republic Party. And over here in the United Kingdom, they decided to do yet another one of their tedious stunts, let me tell you. I've met a lot of these people. They've come into the studios where I'm based, let me tell you. And, they're so weak when you get them on a one-to-one basis, then their argument really simply doesn't stack up, because when you say to them on a serious note, well, what would you replace it with? It just falls apart. And let's be honest, looking at the lineup here, is there anybody that you'd want to replace His Majesty the King, Queen Camilla, or the Prince and Princess of Wales with? It makes Crime Watch look like a pantomime scene, doesn't it? Frightening. Let me explain a little more. Hi, good morning. How are you? Nice to see you as ever. Yes, a lot of people got in touch online about this, saying, is this true? What happened? Well, there's been a couple of events over the last couple of days. A man was arrested, once again getting inside Buckingham Palace. And of course, that's quite frightening in itself. I told you before about the lax security and stuff like that. It is quite easy because there's so many builders going in and out, with the renovations and, of course, trying to keep track of those. Thankfully, that was all put to bed, and that particular person now will be looking at something of a long sentence, fingers crossed. But it was the Republic Party that paid as tourists to get in. They don't like that particular thing, but they did pay as tourists to get in by Buckingham Palace, and then when they got to said place, decided to reveal all with their £1.50 printed T-shirts from Snappy Snaps. That's right. Now, what's interesting here is they thought that this was going to get, the world going, oh, wow, look what they did. But of course, it's very, very tame in many respects. Lots of people know what the Republican Party stand for. They don't want the monarchy. They've got no clueless ideas about what they want to do moving forward. But of course, their leader believes that they've got a lot of traction gaining. These were the ones, of course, at the coronation that were having lots of placards waving around going, not my king, not my king. I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? He's the king, whether he's your king or not. You can't stop royal history. I always found it really odd when President Trump was elected the president over in America, and lots of people were getting tattoos basically saying, not my president, on their arm. And you do come away thinking, well, that's forever. Trump's ready for 4 or 5 years or whatever. And yeah, you figure it out. You get the picture. I find it strange, make these political statements at your peril because they do come back to bite you. Has this had any effect? No. Do news channels want to interview these people? Not really. Nobody's interested. So whatever they paid, they hope that they've got some sort of return back on it. But once again, they did spoil it for the opportunity for other people because that particular day, it was a sellout. So by them doing this stunt, it meant that real people who were really interested in the history of Buckingham Palace and our wonderful monarchy missed out. For that, I hope that they're happy. As ever, it is a developing story. When I know more, you'll know more. Neil Shaw in London.